I'm a very ambitious woman. I want to be a businesswoman. I want to travel the world. I want to. Now that journey took 5 years. 5, not 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 5 years. Oh, but wait, I asked for it. How is he going to equip you? By sending storms, tsunamis, and all of the above in your life. But let me tell you, the woman you're seeing in front of you today is a brand new woman.
When your people need your teaching, then your power be divine.
Hi everybody, and welcome back on my channel. As you can see, I am full of energy, and this is genuine. This is coming from the heart. This is coming from the soul. And I haven't felt like that in a very long time. And this video is my testimony on how faith has restored me, renewed me, transformed me, and helped me find my purpose and walk with intention on a daily basis while being the sunshine that I'm meant to be. Grab yourself a tea, grab yourself a coffee, because that is gonna be like a little FaceTime session with a friend, talking, updating each other. We have 5 years to catch up, so make yourself comfortable. Put some comments if there are some things that you can relate to as we're talking through the video. Put me on the side, and then do your dishes, do your ironing, whatever you want to do. But let's get started. By the way, if you don't know me, hi, my name is May. I'm a French figure skater, 2-time Olympian, 6-time national champion. I'm also a freelance in management and marketing. And I'm a life lover, a traveler, a citizen of the world. I love to dance. Even if there is no music, I will dance, because that's just who I am. 5 years ago, I had lost all the joy and happiness that you're seeing right now. It started with me wanting to understand, why am I believing in God again? In 2018, after the Olympics, I was like, okay, I need change in my life. I want to have something stable. I want to work with a team on the long run that will get to know me, so then we can really build something like strong and powerful to reach the high performance level. My best friend, her name is Vanessa James, and she trained at the time in Florida, and I was like, oh, I love the evolution that I see. I want the same thing. I want to become as good and excellent as she has become. So I decided to take the leap of faith and try to go practice in Florida. Yeah, I know, Florida is paradise. So basically I moved to paradise. Just awesome. And then at the same time, I was like, you know what? I want to lose some weight, and I've been stagnant for the longest time. Vanessa recommended me to watch The Game Changer on Netflix. I was like, okay, let me try to go vegan, see if I'm gonna see and feel some effects. Because in the US, the food quality, we would have to talk about that, because anywho. I started to follow a vegan diet. I wanted to understand why I was trusting and following and having faith, basically. And I also was taking the control of my career by wanting to build an ecosystem. All those things, I cannot express how much God is powerful. Sometimes you do things, you do not even know where it's coming from or why you want to do them at the moment. But now when I'm putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, I was like, Lord, you are miraculous, you are amazing, you are a mastermind. Because those are key words: ecosystem, taking the control of my career, learning more about my body, and understanding my faith and walking in the word of God. Key elements of my life right now. And I'm just amazed by God's greatness. For my faith, I followed Pastor Mike from Transformation Church. He needs his praise, because everything that he teaches, usually he has been through it, and then he has had a revelation on it. And that's something I really like, because he was relatable. He didn't impose himself as, I know it all and I'm perfect. He was like, I am perfectly imperfect, and that's okay. Father God loves me, and this is what I learned whenever I went through this and that and that. And sometimes we see this situation, and then that's how there is that Bible verse that says this, and then this is what happens. And he made understanding and learning about faith and God very digestible, very easy, and very enjoyable. So Pastor Mike, Transformation Church, thank you for the work, because you have literally changed my life. So you need your moment of praise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you don't know who they are, I'm gonna link some videos down there because they're just amazing. Even if you're not a believer, I promise you, you'll get some gems from them that will help you in your life in a way that you cannot imagine. So thank you, Transformation Church. So 2018 was the first walk towards my faith. And I did not realize that when I took that decision, I was walking towards freedom. I was walking towards purpose. I was walking towards being my authentic self. Again, God is great. In 2019, I was on thin ice. I went to the Winter University Games, which was an amazing experience, but at the same time, very frustrating. Why? Because I was the flag bearer of the French delegation, which is a huge honor and a huge recognition of the work that I've put in. And, you know, it was just like simply something amazing to be the team leader for my nation, my country, the country that I fight for on the ice on a daily basis and I train for to bring the best results. And we had the best team you could have dreamed of. Like everybody was so supportive of each other. Truly one of the best experiences I went to in my whole career. But it was bittersweet in the sense that at that event, I also had like a mental burden. I knew I needed to score 180 points total in order to get some fundings from the Federation. I trained very hard and very meticulously to be ready. If you look at my programs, those were 2 strong performances. I don't think I could have done better with what I did. Unfortunately, I got like 178 or 179 something. So it was very, very close. But that was not 180. When I look back at that video, when I'm in the kiss and cry, the only thing I can think of is how am I supposed to reimburse the debt that I just got by not reaching my goal of 180 points. And I got more bitter because I really put in the time and effort in everything that I do. I'm very meticulous in my practices. I give my all when I practice because I really want to perform the best, to represent my country the best. But I was devastated because I was like, I do not have the financial capacities to reimburse everything that I have to reimburse now that I haven't reached my goal. And those are the burdens, the invisible burdens that you, the audience, the public, are not seeing, that we have to deal with. Yet we're still on the ice performing, giving our all. We are just used to it. We just activate the survival mode and we keep going, we keep cruising, and we're like, I'm gonna find solutions, we're gonna make it work, it's gonna be okay. So arrived June of 2019, we worked on new elements, and by repeating a movement, I started to hurt my left knee. Now, something you need to know is I used to have an injury on my right knee right after Sochi 2014, and I healed it after the 2018 Olympics. But because I compensated for so long, now the left side was hurting me. So another burden, an invisible burden, is the chronic pain. And I did not realize at the time how it drained all the joy, the happiness, the passion, and the desire to train that I had for skating. As years passed by, I realized that I did not want to skate anymore. I was reluctant to go to practice, but that was because of the pain. I started a new season. I have this idea, and I really want to be myself. I really want people to see my personality in my program. I want to have fun. And I'm like, I need something that I know I can master. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a Brazilian program. But I don't want to do like a regular Brazilian program. I want to do a Brazilian where I'm dancing. People look at me and they're like, I'm doing ballroom on ice. That's what I wanted. So that program is one of my favorite. You really can see me in that program. And I loved performing it. Now comes 2020. So we all know what happened in 2020. But before that happened, I went to the European Championship, crushed the short program, like the best short program I could have ever done. I had an amazing European Championship, which earned me the pass to be the representative for France at the World Championship, which was gonna be in March. February arrives, the pandemic got very serious, and they were debating whether or not they're gonna hold the World Championship. They decided that they weren't gonna hold it. But I was sad because that would have been the first time that I would go back on the world stage since 2016. And also just because the event has been canceled. So, you know, it's just a bummer. But all in all, I was like, in a way, relieved. Which, you know, when an athlete is like that, you have to ask yourself questions because that's not normal. As elite athletes, we should be eager to go. And I was like moonwalking from that competition. And I was super happy when they said it's canceled because mentally, I'm not sure I would have been able to handle a world championship. I did not talk to anybody about that. I kept that burden to myself because I felt like, oh, I will look weak. And you cannot look weak as an elite athlete. That's not in our vocabulary. We're strong. We're overcoming everything. We're pushing our limits further. Like, there are no boundaries when it comes to high-level athletes' life. Like, you have to do what it takes. You are not weak. You have to be strong at all times. So I just kept all of that to myself. I kept the pain, I kept the burdens, I kept the fears. And, well, I was navigating like everybody else through the pandemic. So I was in the US, my parents are in France, and I spent 1 year away from them. Was not able to come back because if I come back to France, I wouldn't have been able to enter back in the US. And the conditions to train were better in the US rather than in France. So I made the hard decision to stay in the US. Now, 2020 was also a year filled with dramatic events. If I tell you Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, we all think about the same events that happened. And those are only very few names to the list of the many people who have been killed. That was a very hard time for me in the sense that I've always followed what was going on with like Black people in the US. Obviously, I was in the US when it happened, and I'm very thankful that I've never had to experience something like that, but I'm also aware that this exists and this is a reality in America. And those events allowed the world to have very, very deep and necessary conversations. And I realized also the role that I could have as an example for Black and brown kids and kids from minorities that are looking to do figure skating, maybe, that I can inspire kids to step into figure skating, that I can encourage fellow figure skaters that are in the field, that feel lonely, that are alone, that they're not alone, that they have a community, there is a family, and to also share my experience, like as a Black woman in figure skating, as a Black woman, a French Black woman living in America. We've had like a lot of conversations, and for some reasons, that event drained me so much. Like, it was closer to my heart than I thought it was, and it drained me so much. And it scarred me in a way that I cannot explain to you, but I was determined to do something about it, to use my creativity, to use my skills to talk about that topic because it is very dear to my heart. So yeah, that 2020 allowed us to view the world differently, to understand the importance of being there for each other and enjoying each moment, to have those conversations, to be raw and authentic. It really gave me the desire to fight for causes that are dear to my heart and to use my platform to do so. The little seed of content creation that was in me grew even bigger, and I had some very precise goal for my platforms in order to share the messages that are dear to my heart. So as I was navigating all my emotions and my feelings, I was also still building my faith and getting and growing closer to God. Nothing really interesting happened after that in 2020. I was just practicing to get ready for the next season, which led us to 2021. 2021 pre-Olympic season. So we have the Olympic qualification, which was in March. February was my first competition of the season. Did the competition, went to Worlds, ruptured my Achilles tendon. That was my blessing in disguise. And God does things in mysterious ways. I will repeat it again and again. March 24th, 2021, I got injured. Because of my belief and my faith, I was like, I'll come back. Nobody thought I would come back, honestly. They were like, okay, you're old, you've done your time. You weren't producing any results anyway, so goodbye, girl. They were trying to put me on the side. Let's be honest with everybody. I was like, you do not know me. I am Maé Bérénice Méité. You do not know what I'm capable of. And I'm gonna be meticulous with my recovery, since I know my body better, because I'm a scientific at heart. So I've been doing some research and understanding. I was tracking my periods, understanding the effects that it had on me, seeing my energy level, how it would react when I was in the US compared to the food, this and that. So I knew even better my body. So I was like, I will come back and you will see. That was a blessing in disguise. Why? Because when I was injured, I had to be bedridden for 6 weeks. During that time, I had to keep myself busy. Luckily, I had to write my master's degree thesis. So I had the topic because of the way I was treated before my injury and during my injury and after. I want to understand the dichotomy we find in the management of high-level athletes whenever they have to reach the high-level performance. So I studied that. I did some research. I studied the Ice Academy of Montreal, the Russian system, the Japanese Federation, the US Federation. I studied those countries, like the systems that they have built, their strengths and weaknesses. Then I studied my federation, understand the disruptions that we could find. And then finally, I was able to put together a solution that would help athletes evolve in a healthier way, because what happened to me with my injury, I do not want it to happen to anybody else. I've made it my personal mission to build a solution that would help athletes on the long run. So God doesn't make mistakes. I did 3 years of my first year of university, which leads us to 2021. The moment I got injured is when I have to do my master's degree thesis. The alignment of things, and then the idea of my thesis came from my personal experience. God is. So I do my thesis, and now because I'm injured, also I have to start making money. I am overwhelmed because I have that great idea, that great solution in mind. I want to explore my creativity through social media, content creation. I understand social media, so I was like, okay, let me try to find a way to make some money. I recently graduated with a master's degree in management and marketing with a specialty in business development, so I can help people with their business and stuff. And I understand, I have a fairly good understanding of what business looks like, but I didn't feel like I had the shoulders to do that.
And the reason why I felt that way is because I was in real financial distress, and I truly believe now that God needed me to go through that phase so I could fully surrender and not be worried about how to provide, but rather let Him guide me through His word and through His revelation that He got it, He got me, and I do not have to worry about it. But it was a very long time and a very stressful time. Because of my injury, I knew that was going to be tough, because I knew I wanted to come back, but I also knew that the bills were still coming in, but I didn't have any ways of making money because my tool, my body, was injured. So no possibilities to do any exhibition, gala, or to go to the World Team Trophy and make a little bit of money. So I was like, how am I supposed to make some money right now? So I thought, okay, I do have content creation. I can use the digital platforms to try to make some money. So let's try to dive into it. So at first I tried content creation. It worked well at first because I went viral. I got a bigger community. That was great. But then I was overwhelmed because I didn't have the marketing foundation, like the solid marketing foundation, to use that momentum and turn it into my advantage. So then I was burnt out and overwhelmed. So I put that on the side. And then I was like, okay, let me try something where I don't need to put myself out there, but where I can use my knowledge of digital tools. So I went on and created something that I personally needed, which is a digital planner. Loved making it. It was amazing. But the only thing is I could not delegate any tasks because I didn't have any money for that. So I had to handle everything. And I did not realize how draining that was. So I did the design. I did the layout. I had to do the marketing afterwards. And I was just exhausted when it came to making the marketing. So I had an amazing product, but I didn't have the energy nor the bandwidth to then market it. So it was a failure, but at the same time a big win because it was a representation of my idea to help other athletes. So some people bought it, thank you so much, but it wasn't the success I hoped for my financial situation. Then I was like, okay, maybe I can be a consultant in management and marketing and help businesses and people. But then I was like too shy, and the imposter syndrome kicked in, because I was like, I do not have any real life experience, and what if I cannot perform to excellence and to perfection and deliver everything for my clients? I would feel bad. So then I was like, I cannot provide services if I'm not sure of the outcome. But the thing that I forgot about is that I have more knowledge than some people, and I can help them maybe reach my level. And at the same time, I would learn a lot, and that would help me level up. So it was a constant battle, and that's why you saw me try different things. And I had so many ideas, and I just needed the time to test and learn, and also to see what I could do, what I could not do. And finally, in 2024, I am able to walk like with more ease and with more confidence into the gifts that were given to me by God.
2022, I come back to competition, and I trusted God's plan. I was like, I know it's gonna be rough. I didn't think it was gonna be that rough. It was humbling though. Each competition was better as we go, because I did an analysis of each competition. This is what I did. This is what I did good, bad. This is how I felt. This is what we need to change. And there was communication with my team. So we were very close ecosystem, and we were growing together. But I was the captain of the boat. So November 2022, Grand Prix of France, I was like, this is what I'm working for. This is my real level. This is who I am. And I told you I was gonna do it, and I did it. The best program I've ever done in my life. So proud. I was so happy and so thankful. God really is great, because he gave me the patience, the resilience, the humbleness to go through a process, to trust him, and to believe that we will get there. And for that free skate, I felt so free, so ethereal. It was my moment, and that was one of the best programs I've ever done. End of November, I injured myself again, and mentally, that was too much. So I did a toe, I twist my knee, resulted in a bone edema. I went to nationals, tried to do my best, but I was in excruciating pain. Finished fourth. So again, that was feeding the bad thoughts that I had in my head. And then after nationals, I flee to Florida. I think that's the moment where God was like, okay, you have all the pieces of the puzzles, but you haven't started to put them together. And now I want you to take the time to put yourself in the dark, like away from everybody, from all the noise, and to start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, so then you understand the full vision and the purpose I have for your life. This was a powerful year. 2023 was really the year of the rebirth. He put people in my life at key moments, and they allowed me to face me authentically, to embrace who I truly was, to realize where my pain was coming from. I realized that when I decided to come back, I wanted to get a revenge on the people who said that I couldn't do it. I wanted to prove. I was still in a mindset of, I'm not fully believing in God, but I'm relying on my own abilities instead of letting him do the hard work. I was supposed to do some competition in February. I was like, not happening because it hurts. When we decided that I was not going to compete, I stopped skating. I dug deep, very, very deep. Last time I was listening to Pastor Mike on a podcast, and he was saying the first thing that will come out whenever you are on a healing journey and trying to heal your trauma, your toxic cycles, is all your wicked ways, your weaknesses, your toxic trait of character, and it's true. At some point, I was angry, I was resentful, I was this, I was that, all the negative. And I was like, what is going on? We're not supposed to go that way, we're supposed to go the other way. We're supposed to be love, we're supposed to be fearless, and I'm the complete opposite. You have to understand the root cause. So all the dirt came out. It wasn't pretty, but necessary. Then after I understood the root cause of every single thing, and that was the thing that took the most time, to be quite honest, and there was a lot to unveil, so That's why it took 5 years. But eventually we got there. When you have the wounds of the soul, the first step to healing is understanding the root cause of it. Since 2018, I have been going through challenges that help me understand the root cause of everything, every cycle that I was going through. 2023 was the moment that I was like, you have answered all of my questions. When the puzzle came together was when I went to Mexico and I was reading the book from my friend Emily, From Choice to Change, and that allowed me to connect the dots. I would highly recommend it. I will link it down below if you want to read it. It says, a purpose-driven guide for you to get clarity, gain confidence, and choose a life that you love. She gave me the guts, the nerve to choose a life that I love and to build a life that I love, and I'm so thankful and grateful for such a beautiful friendship. When you go through the healing process, you go through stages of grief. I feel I was in shock in a way that I numbed my feelings, so I had to learn how to embrace those feelings. Was I sad, disappointed? What was going on? Because for the longest time I was in automatic mode and I was not allowing any of my feeling going in the way. I was a robot going until the day my body could not anymore and I exploded, and I had so many emotions to handle. It's a lot. Yo, it's a lot. So how do you handle that? How do you deal with that? Where are those emotions coming from? It was a lot. So I had to unpack all of that. Then there was the denial. For me, it translated as I was in survival mode. So it's a little bit like the numbness of the feeling. Because I was in survival mode, I numbed all my feelings. Because if I was allowing myself to feel, I wouldn't have been strong enough to keep going and keep doing what I was doing. And I just had my eyes on the prize. I was like, I need to keep going. I need to do this and that. Which was good because it prevented me from some stuff, but in a way it was bad because mentally it had a huge toll on me. I was depressed, sad, not myself again because I put myself in survival mode and wasn't allowing myself to feel things. Then there was the anger, and for me it was anger, resentment, jealousy, envy, because it was requiring so much effort for me to get to the point when I was seeing others that wasn't putting not even like a tenth of the effort that I was putting and the discipline that I was putting, and yet they had like beautiful outcomes. And I was jealous. I was like, why are you doing this to me? But now I understand the learning of the lessons that I had to learn. But I went through anger. I was very somber, dark. And I think that's when the veil started to be here. I could pretend. I had a little bit of energy to pretend, but I could not pretend for a long time. And that's why also you didn't see much of me on social media, because I did not have the energy to pretend. And if I do not have something positive and a positive energy to give to you, I'm not gonna show up. So that's why I've been so inconsistent, because I had dark thoughts and I wasn't in a space and place where I could be of help to anybody, really, because I didn't even know how to help myself in the first place. Then after, there was the bargaining. For me, it was more asking why. Why am I believing in God? Why am I not losing weight? Why am I hurting? Why is it so hard? Why is it so difficult? Why am I not succeeding? Why am I not performing enough? By asking why, I was going to the root cause of the problem. By going to the root cause of the problem, I was understanding, okay, this is what I have to heal. The next phase, testing, I had a better understanding of the work that it would require and what I needed to do and where I was going to start from and where I wanted to get. Then there was a phase of depression, but to me, I would call that the regeneration phase, which was the 4 month where I didn't do anything in 2023. I didn't skate. I was just here and doing some side projects and stuff, but I wasn't really skating, and I didn't had the passion nor the envy to skate. But I think God planted the seed, me being the seed, in the soil that was ready for me to and root my roots. I don't know if we can say that, but I'm gonna say it. And root my roots. He was nurturing the soil, allowing me to grow, but a growth that was like off the roof. And then there was the full acceptance of everything that I am and everything that I represent came in Vancouver in 2023. Vancouver, you showed me what true love is. That was the last thing I needed. And you healed, I think, the last wounds in my soul. I was dead last at that freaking competition. Yet, I was still called to do the exhibition, which was a big surprise, and which showed me how much, no matter how high or low you are worthy of being loved. You are more than you think that you are, and we love you, girl. That's like, I don't think you realize the impact that action had on me, but I'm so thankful for Skate Canada, for whoever decided to put me on that exhibition despite my result. That was a life-changing moment, and I thank God for putting it in somebody's heart or somebody's mind to ask me to do the exhibition. And after that, people, I'm ready. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. The soul is healed. He unveiled everything. The mask fell off. He peeled off all the layers, everything that didn't have its place in my life anymore. He needed to kill the old me for the new me to be born. He healed all the wounds that I had. He allowed me to understand all the lessons that I need to understand. He allowed me to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. The experience that you have and the scars that it leaves on your soul. I'm not talking even like your mind, but your soul. Those are very heavy weights to carry in your life. And most of us are going through a very hard moment in our lives because we carry way too many open wounds, bleeding wide open. It requires a lot of resilience, a deep work, a lot of love, caring, understanding, and letting go for those wounds to heal. I realize that now that I've done the work, the devil is a liar, okay? The devil is a liar. We all go through ups and downs. It is, that's life. That's how we live, we learn, and that's okay. But you are worthy, and do not give up on yourself. You have to fuel your body, you have to fuel yourself with the love and support and energy and whatever you cannot find in others and whatever others are not giving you, you have to provide it for yourself. You are your first provider in everything that you do on a daily basis. So it is hard, it is difficult. I know, I've been there, I've been crawling, I've been in depression, I've been underground for years. But it is possible. But you have to take the decision to do it. And even if today doesn't look like anything and is just a baby step for the world, and for you it might be the biggest step ever, it is okay. Try. And even if you half do it today, that's okay. Even if you only do it for a minute, it's a minute. And then tomorrow it's going to be a minute and 1 second. And then so on and so forth. And until you know you're going to be at 10 minutes, 60 minutes. And then it's going to become natural. Do not give up on yourself. Especially in the darkest moment. I know it's easier said than done, but you got it in you. God would not put you through things that you cannot overcome. The storm will be hitting you. It has hit me, okay? But we're here today. And I had to go through that to build a thicker skin. Be aware of what you wish for, because I always said, yeah, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to have multiple businesses. I want to do this and that and that. God does things in a very smart way. He's like, that's what you want. Then I'm going to equip you with that. How is he going to equip you? By giving you challenges, trials, and tribulations, by sending storms, tsunamis, and all of the above in your life. That's exactly what I went through for the past 5 years. And I realized that. I was like, oh, but wait, I asked for it. I was like, I'm a very ambitious woman. I want to be a businesswoman. I want to travel the world. I want to... There you go. Build the skin to be able to embody and be the person and the leader that I think I am called and destined to be. It was a process. It was a process. All that to say, Do not give up, but it's gonna be challenging. I healed my soul, and look at me now. I'm praying that you get to that point too. Yeah, you got this in you. Don't give up. Keep going, keep moving forward, and you'll get there. I hope my testimonial will help somebody, even a little bit, in any shape or form. I hope that you will take the leap of faith to heal those wounds that your soul has, because this is the beginning of a brand new journey for you. That's the only thing I can tell you. I am the living proof of it. If I did it, you can do it too. I'm gonna keep sharing my journey. I know the storms will keep coming, and I'll do my best to share as I go through the storm, not when I'm done, but as I go through the storm. So then, we can go through it together. If we're holding hands like that, dancing in the storm, might be a little bit easier. Who knows? All in this together. Okay, I have way too much energy right now, so thank you so much for sticking up with me. If you like the video, please leave some comments. If there are some stuff that you can relate to, leave some comments down below. Give it a like, share it with somebody who needs that little bit of motivation. You got this, brother, you got this, sister. We're in this together. I am excited to share more videos for 2024 to talk about that journey that I went through in more details, because that was the surface of things, and we talked for a long time, but I had so many to tell you, like so many things to tell you. We're talking about 5 years, so more to come. Stay tuned. You want to subscribe to the channel so then you're not gonna miss the upcoming videos, obviously. The bell, so then you don't miss the notification. And yeah, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for having that little chit chat with me. I'll do my best to answer all the comments down below, and yeah, I'll see you soon. All right, bye.